before you become a senior, a lot of what they want to see is autonomy. So I'm not opposing yours. I'm saying before you become a senior, they want to see autonomy. They want to see, hey, go do this. And then by yourself, you figure out how to do this, right? And then you get it done. At around senior, they want to see that you can align multiple people to get something done, right? So you're like, oh, talk to team A, do this thing. Talk to team E, to do this thing. Above that, they want to see influence. So influence is, and this is where I'm learning, and this is where I'm growing right now, is influence is saying, hey, you know what? We need to get this thing done, but it's going to take X number of years. But then I need to sell the idea of where we are going to all of my customers so that they are ready to move. But I also understand what their problems are. I need to go to the platform or the infra team and tell them, hey, like this is our long-term stuff. And then I also need to go to the people that send me stuff and then get them on the same page. But that influence to go like take something and then go and make it happen, right? That I think is the difference between, like, as you progress your career, first you become you have a lot of autonomy. Then you have what's the second one?
Impact.
Yes, you have impact, and then the last one, like, you have influence.
Yeah.
You could essentially just say, like, we need to get this done, and then just go wrangle everybody, and then you can see like autonomy. Software engineer only. The next level, writing really good code does matter, but other things start to matter, right?
Absolutely.
But when you're going beyond a senior, PMing matters.
Yeah.
Like you're a PM. You're essentially like people take an idea and then they toss it at you, and then you battle and you figure out like, hey, this is how to get there. This is all the people that we need to collaborate with, and then you start to drive stuff.
Yeah.
But like that transition, I think, is something that is always very hard for engineers because you could write, and this is something I struggle with a lot, and I struggle with. I've tried to get promoted to principal a few times now, and it's something I've struggled with, and it's the influence thing. It's like, hey, like I have this idea in my head. How do I communicate it? How do I write it down? How do I make a roadmap of where we need to go? How do I drop design documents? How do I break it into stages so that, like, not just stages as well, stages that people can say, oh, there is a valid deliverable at stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You can't say at stage 1, there is nothing that business will get value out of. I think something I've also had to learn as well.
Yeah.
You say, oh, stage 1, we can only solve this very small problem, or we can only move this feature to this like front end thing to depend on this thing for phase 1.
Yeah.
Phase 2, we can move these 5 things.
Yeah.
And then some final stage. But what that does for people above you is it de-risks the project.
Yeah.
Because they know if stage 1 is successful, maybe stage 2 will be successful. Maybe like, and you can get incremental successes. But yeah, that's my own mental model of how I think about like the transition that happens as you get promoted.